All right, there's Stitch Pink 2020, block 22, called Something Special.
Hi, I'm Debbie from Rocking Chair Quilts in Butler, Missouri, and we're here today to do block 22 of Moda's Stitch Pink. This one's called, upside down, Something Special. I should have been able to read that right side up. But look, I'm wearing pink today.
Yay!
It's cold outside, so. All right, so get your pattern printed out. Get your pieces cut out, if you're cutting them out like this. And I've noticed that on the newest revision of these patterns, there's a mistake. So for F, it used to say 8 7/8 inch. Now it says 8 in this little symbol. I think, and it has the little inch, symbol. So this is supposed, letter F is supposed to be 1 8 7/8 inch square. Cut the square once diagonally. You're only going to be using one of them. So after you get everything cut out, and I hope you haven't done that yet.
I don't know how you would do that. I'm not sure what that symbol means.
No, I think it's just a typo.
Okay.
So anyway, get your pieces cut out. The first thing you want to do is put your C's and your B's together.
Looks like half square triangles.
There are half square triangles. So we're going to make 6 C's and B's, and we're going to make 10 D and B. And what I did on these when I was sewing them together, and I know they're not like the picture here, Lisa likes that better.
I do. Much better.
So yes, this is C and B, D and B. So it says to trim them down to 2.5 inches after you sew them. So what I did was just do a little bit smaller seam allowance, just a little bit less than a 1/4 inch. That way you do have a little bit that you can trim off, and it worked out really well. So get those sewn, get them trimmed down to 2.5, and we'll be back to see what to do next.
How many are they making of each?
They're making 6 of C and B and 10 of D and B.
Okay, lots of sewing. All right.
Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make this the center block that goes in here. So we're going to use the C and B, or the pink and the red triangles, instead of the white and the red. So we're going to lay them out. 3 in that column, 2 in this column, and 1 here. And we're going to use the, I think these were D triangles. The D triangles. No, the B triangles, sorry. These were leftover B triangles that we had. So we're going to use those as our little setting triangles. So we're going to put one here, sew to that row. We're going to sew one to that row. We're going to sew one to this row or column. And then we're going to have one more out there. So what we'll do are sew these 3 together and sew this one on top. So when you do that, you'll line this corner up, this 90-degree corner with this 90-degree corner, and just flip it out like that. Your seam allowance will be over here, and there'll be some here also.
Okay.
And then you'll do the same thing to this column and same thing to this column, and then you're going to sew, and you can see it tells you where to press the arrows. I'm going to press mine open. I'll let you know if that works or not, but that's just how I do it. But it shows you if you want to follow the arrows to see how to sew it together. And
Looks
then
like opposites.
Right.
Yeah. Some you press up, some you press down.
Right. So they'll nestle together.
Yeah.
Then after you get that triangle, and then you'll sew this other little triangle on. Like you'll sew this row, this column, this column, this column. Then you'll sew those 3 together, and this one will go here in this corner. And you'll just line it up right there. Sew along this edge, and then flip it out. So it'll make a big triangle. After you do that, you want to sew it to the F triangle. So you're also going to lay this one here. So these will all be sewn together. And then this is the other half of this. Once you sew those 2 together, your square should measure 8.5 inches. So we're making a big square to put in the center of our block.
Okay.
Okay.
Got some sewing to do.
I'll get that sewn and come right back. Okay, so I have my center square finished, and one way measures at 8.5, the other one's about 8 3/8. Yeah, that's right, 8 3/8, but that's kind of stretchy, so I think it'll work fine whenever I sew it in there together. We'll see how it works. All right, so the next part you do are going to build these little units to go to the side of this block. So we're going to use the white and the red squares for that. So we'll just lay these out like this.
Are you doing the ones that are going across the top there?
I'm doing the ones that go across the top. Thank you. I'm looking at them upside down. It is really hard. I should be able to just match them to that. I would look at that for sure before I sewed it. All right, and so we're going to put the A with those, the A white square, and then we're going to, is that right?
It looks right.
Okay. Make them all go the same way. So we want to build this unit, and then with our E rectangles, use the other square. So we're going to build this unit, and we're going to build, let's see if I can make this one go right. Is that right?
Looks right to me.
Okay, so we're going to build the top, the bottom, left side and right side. So it looks like, yeah, this is how we're going to put it together.
Okay. Once you get those strips sewn together, is there an order that you put them onto the center block?
So I'm going to get those sewn together, and I'm going to show you, come back and show you how we sew those on.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Okay, I've got my units all put together. So the first thing we're going to do is sew the left side on. After we get that sewn on, we'll sew the top and the bottom on, and then we'll sew the right side, and it'll be all put together.
Kind of like a little jigsaw puzzle, isn't it?
Does it look like they're going the right direction?
It looks perfect.
Okay, that's good. All right.
No reverse stitching for you today.
There you are for block 22.
And what was this?
It was called Something Special.
Something special. I like the little basket block.
Yes, it is nice.